Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Modesto. We're delighted that you're here with us this morning, and we're starting off with some music, and I'm going to invite you to stand and join me in singing. So the first one is This Is the Day. And look at that beautiful day on the screen. And there are the words to the song, even better. This is the day.
This is the day
that the Lord hath made.
that the Lord hath made.
We will rejoice.
We will rejoice
And be glad in it.
and be glad in it.
This is the day that the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day.
This is the day
that the Lord hath made. This is the day.
This is the day
that the Lord hath
that the
made.
Lord hath made.
We will rejoice.
We will rejoice
And be glad in it.
and be glad in it.
This is the day that the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day.
This is the day
that the Lord hath made. All right, it sounds great, and I love seeing your smiles as well. So next is the beautiful child of God. I'm a beautiful child of God, a wondrous spirit of love and peace. A light will shine forever. I'm a beautiful child of God. I'm a beautiful child of God. A wondrous spirit of love and peace. Your light will shine forever. You're a beautiful child of God. We are beautiful children of God. We are wondrous spirits of love and peace. Our lights will shine forever. We are beautiful children of God. We are beautiful children of God. And now I am the radiant life of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The peace of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wonderful love of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wonderful love of God. I am, I am, I am. The peace of God, the joy of God, serenity, harmony, rhythm of God. I am the wonderful love of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am. The light of God, success of God, prosperity, happiness, might of God. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am. Woo! You have to really plan your breathing for that, don't you? Okay, we're going to now join hands and sing the Lord's Prayer together. A little lower? On the Lord's Prayer? The Lord's Prayer? It is absolutely possible. We will lower them next Sunday. How's that? Okay, here we go. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Okay, you can have a seat.
Good morning. How are ya? Isn't it lovely? It's fall and everything's all lovely outside. Are there any newcomers today in the house? Anybody new in the house? Just us old people in the house? us seasoned Unity veterans in the house? Spaghetti dinner. So we want to thank everybody who participated in our spaghetti dinner, our second annual fundraiser. We brought in a total of $1,402.78. So not bad considering we were kind of on a crunch with that one, and we couldn't have done it without each and every one of you who showed up, who participated, who donated, who stepped up and did what we in Unity do, which is celebrate a lot. Any Amazon shoppers? Remember, next weekend, the 29th through November 2nd, Smiled-on-Amazon.com is offering a higher percentage for shopping during those days. So if you are shopping on Amazon and you have us as your donation, your charity, we will get more than we usually do. Isn't that good? And you can go get script cards, shop with your script card, so we get that donation plus the Smiled-on-Amazon.com. It's a twofer. Ain't it good? You can get a head start on your Christmas shopping. Okay? Charitable donations. Every month we donate to Unity Worldwide, either Unity Worldwide or Silent Unity, and then we also donate we tithe, actually. We don't donate. We tithe to Unity Worldwide. We tithe to a local charity that feeds us and feeds our community. So we are in the process for 2019 of revising the list that we have. And we're going to shift and change and spread the wealth a little bit more. So if there is a specific organization that you hold in your heart that feeds you in some way, please write it down, all the contact information down, and give it to me or any one of the board members. Board members, there's Carol, there's Diane, Lorraine, who else is in here that's on the board? Brian, Laura, anybody, and or email us at the church, unityofmodesto.com, or whatever it is. Is that right? No, it's unityofmodesto, sbcglobal.net. And let us know, because we're going to shift them and change them and put some new things on there. Prayer pilgrims. Don't forget that our church, our movement, our new thought has been founded on prayer since, well, it's been like 125 plus years now. And that is the foundation of what we do. And the prayer pilgrims who are here hold the space for those who are in need of prayer support, for the Sunday service, for the classes we have going on, for during the board meeting, everything we do, we begin and we end in prayer. So today, Reverend Nancy and Richard are on duty, so to speak, although I know that Margaret would be willing to pray and I'm willing to pray at will. I don't know if anybody in my class is ready to pray with you publicly, but Carrie will. Carrie would. So we are here to support you in anything that you need. As the weather's cooling down, isn't it lovely? Don't you just love it? It's cool in the mornings, warms up lovely in the afternoon, and then cools off so we can sleep at night again. It's just wonderful. The food closet that we run here is in need of canned protein. You can get script cards to the local grocery stores in low denominations so that if a family comes in and has a need that we don't have in the food closet, we can just give them a script card so they can go do the shopping that they need. But canned protein specifically, canned foods, please make sure that your expiration dates are in and not out of expiration because we have to throw them away. We can't give out things like that. So that's that. Bookstores open again from 11:10 to about 11:30. Please go through Fellowship Hall and then into the kitchen and come in that way. And then one of the challenges that we have on Sunday morning is we are counting the tithes and love offerings. So if you see that the doors are closed and there's a sign out that says counting in process, would you please just respect that and let them finish? It only takes them about 15 minutes if they're not disturbed. So if you would just kindly wait and let them get it done so that the count is accurate. Too much activity in the room is a little chaotic. So we've been noticing it's been a little more chaotic in my office lately. Yeah, yeah. Phew, the doors open, money goes flying, which is not a bad thing. That there's money to go flying, but So just give them about 15 minutes and just go have a cup of coffee, have some fellowship, and it'll be great. Unity prayer is still continuing. We have 2 more classes, and we would love it if you are available from 2 to 4 or from 6:30 to 8:30 to drop in. This week we're going to be talking about a little more on silent unity, and we're going to be talking about how the daily words are created, and we're going to create some daily words. So if you're interested in that, come on in, join us, $15, it's all good. And I think that's it. That's it. Am I on the daily word? Yes, ma'am.
Is next Sunday the Sunday we're dressing up?
Oh, thank you. So, next Sunday is the Sunday before Halloween. And this minister in particular likes dressing up because it gets out of character and we can have a really good time. And rumor has it that there might be a prize or 2 for best costumes. So we invite you to pull out your Halloween goodness and come in. I'm dressing up, but I'm not telling you what. She probably will too. She's not telling what she's going to be either because she doesn't really know. So come in Halloween costume. Let's have some fun. It doesn't have to be serious every Sunday, y'all. I know we've been talking about prosperity, which can kind of be a serious topic, but let's have some fun. So dress up. We've got a gift certificate or 2, and come play. Come play on Sunday. And today there is a board meeting after church. Carol, did you want to make an announcement to the congregation? We all know. Yeah. Go ahead.
Having this knee surgery, right? So the recovery's going to take 6 or 8 weeks, which takes me through Christmas and the end of Christmas at least. And
Right.
we're not having a December board meeting. Therefore, I'm going to step off after today's meeting.
Right.
And that gives someone a chance to come on for the month of January.
We're not going to do that.
Oh, you're not?
No, we're not.
All right.
But there will be an opening on the board. The biggest need is that Carol runs our hospitality. She manages and coordinates hospitality, and one of the Sundays is her. So she's going to need some support, perhaps in filling in, especially immediately after her surgery. So if you are willing to support Carol and the hospitality team, bringing donuts, bringing something for fellowship after service, please contact Carol before she has the surgery, which is on what date, love? November 13th. So get in contact with her so that she can get things organized prior to her surgery so she can just relax and heal. And we will hold her in the light of God's healing before, during, and after.
Carrie, I
I read's good. Okay. Sunday, October 21st, 2018. I am one with the loving guidance of divine mind. Thank you. Spirit expresses through all creation has loving guidance, maintaining perfect order in all things. Today I focus and take time to gain direction in all that I do. Since my essence is of spirit, I am one with divine mind always. And I remember that truth wherever I feel, and I remember that truth whenever I feel confused, conflicted, or uncertain of what my next step should be. My mortal mind is limited, relying on yesterday's fears to make today's decisions. I choose to move beyond any perceived limitation to the loving guidance available through the presence of divine mind within. This day unfolds before me, filled with the satisfaction and joy as I feel that loving guidance with every step I take, every choice I make. I am one with the loving guidance of divine mind. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Psalms 119, 105. And today's affirmation is, I am prosperous, abundant, and fulfilled. Can we say that together? I am prosperous, abundant, and fulfilled. Thank you.
We're now preparing for meditation. You are my hiding place. You always fill my heart with songs of deliverance. Whenever I am afraid, I will trust in you. I will trust in you. Let the weak say, I am strong in the strength of the Lord. You are my hiding place. You always fill my heart with songs of deliverance. Whenever I am afraid, I will trust in you. I will trust in you. Let the weak say, I am strong in the strength of the Lord. I will trust in you.
And as we prepare for this time of meditation, I invite you to get comfortable in your seats and put your feet firmly on the floor and ground yourself in Mother Earth. And breathe. Breathe in the light of God that flows in and through each one of us in every moment of our lives. With every breath we take, divine idea flows through us. Divine love settles in us. Divine wisdom shows up. Life, faith, all the faculties that we are, that make us who and whose we are, show up as we breathe. In this moment, in this time, in this place. We can trust that each breath will take us deeper and closer and more aligned with the truth of our being. That God is our source and God shines in and through each one of us as divine images of himself, herself, the divine mother, the divine father aspects of all that is. And we know that this is our truth in each and every moment as we live and breathe together as one, in community, knowing that the truth of who we are is the light that shines and emanates from each one of us in every moment of every day. And as we continue to breathe as one and move into the silence, we know and trust that the truth of who we are is divine with each and every breath in the silence. As we have faith and trust in the Lord, we know that we are prosperous in each and everything that we are do and are abundantly blessed. And so it is. Take a deep breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Take another deep breath. She does. I meditate at home, obviously. And she puts her little head down, she puts her little feet together, and she just goes right into little meditation. Mo does too. Mo's a little boisterous. So a funny thing happened on the way to writing my talk this morning, which was called, I got it all written, and then Holy Spirit went in and went, you don't need it. It's not what you want to say anyway. So while there's notes up there, everything else is going to show up the way it shows up. So sometimes you just get to trust the process, right, Rev? Yep. So we're having a prosperous October. October is the month of prosperity in unity, and all churches are celebrating that in one way, shape, or form. And we are abundantly blessed here. So we've talked about tithing as the first law of spirituality. And then last week we talked about having a plan or setting our goals. I have really specific ones going on right now. How about you guys? Anybody go home and start setting some goals after last week? And I think there's still some handouts around if you didn't get one. Huh? Right there. So I invite you, if you've not done this before, I invite you to do this process because it's very powerful. And it doesn't have to be big stuff. It can be little stuff if you want to test it. But trust that if you do and follow the guidelines for your goal setting, you will manifest some amazing stuff. And then I want to hear about it. Because, you want to share your successes and your abundance with everybody. So today, we're going to talk about the third spiritual law, which is forgiveness. Forgiveness. So forgiveness is something that is near and dear to my heart. It's my default. So in 2006, at the church that I was at, we started a year of forgiveness, and we had a group studying a book called Radical Forgiveness by Colin Tipping. And Colin's history is he is a Course in Miracles student, and he was also a hypnotherapist and psychotherapist, and he worked specifically with terminal cancer patients. And what he found over 20 years was that any time he put them through a forgiveness process and found the source of the trauma, is they all went in remission. Every one of them. 20 years worth of work. 20 years of diagnosed terminal cancer patients in remission. With one exception, and she came to the realization literally as she took her last breath. So forgiveness, oh boy, in 2006, I got to tell you, my life was not working so well. You know how you go through life and you kind of do the same things that have worked for you before and all of a sudden they stop working? They had stopped. So the tools that I had created in my life had quit working. I was divorced. I was starting over again, new city, new church, new jobs, new everything. And my life was a hot mess. I have to admit it was a hot mess. The relationships I had weren't going so well. Every aspect of my health was not great at the time. So every aspect of my life was out of alignment. And I started working on radical forgiveness. And so the process, there's a worksheet, is the bottom line of it. There is a worksheet. I keep them in my office here. I keep them in my office at home. And when I was a teacher, I had them in my desk at work. And on breaks, I would be doing worksheets on kids who would bug me, right? Especially if they were coming into the class after lunch. You know those kids. Right? Those kids. So what I found is that the worksheet is not the end-all and the be-all. It's a tool for me to focus my energy on forgiving whatever's going on. How many of you get triggered by things? How many of you get ticked off at people? In your life, on the road? How many of you notice that sometimes you have this gut feeling that's like, ew, or you meet somebody and you go, I don't know why I don't like them, but I don't like them. Yeah, okay. So all of that stuff are messages from your past. Things happen to us as we grow up, either in our home and family or as we're out in the world, and they set up these little buttons inside of us that somebody unrelated to that situation can come up and go, boink. I'm going to piss you off right now. I'm just going to make you angry, and you're not even going to know why. How many of you have had that happen? You get ticked off and you don't even know why. Or here's the other one. Here's my favorite one. So somebody does something and it doesn't bother you. And 6 months later they'll do it again and it drives you bats. Oh, yes. So it's old patterns. And what forgiveness does, however you choose to do it, is frees you of that stuff. It kind of sweeps things clean and releases you from the bondage of whatever it was. And here's the beautiful thing about it. When you do deep, deep, deep forgiveness work, it cleans up the past and it also cleans up the future at the same time, because it's all energy anyway. So let me tell you a story. So when I was married to my ex-husband, David, a delightful man, if he ever came out here, I would introduce you to him, because he's a lovely, lovely man. He really is. And we are still very good friends. And he has, biologically, 3 lovely children that I got to call my own. There's Stephen, and there's Kelly, and there's Kevin. And they're lovely young adults. And when I married David, they were 7, 9, and 11. So you know what's coming, right? 12, 13, 14, 15. I swear to you, when my children turned 12, every single one of them was absconded by aliens, and they dropped in this hideous child that I got to deal with for the next 3 years. I am not kidding. All 3 of my kids went off the deep end in different ways. So, and their biological mom was still alive and in their lives, sort of. And she was, as it is with blended families, one parent says blue and the other parent will say green, even if they know it's blue. Yes, no. Permissive, not permissive. The opposites happen. Because they can, and it's a game that's played. And it's not gorgeous, and it's not lovely, and it doesn't help the children in any way, shape, or form. And we played it. I didn't know about forgiveness back then. And sometimes my kids got caught in the middle of those battles. And the battles were specifically, my ex-husband, he's a rose-colored glasses kind of guy, so he would take the high road all the time. And I'm like, right? So there were battles that went on. And Lois and I didn't get along at all. We did not see eye to eye on anything. Nothing. Okay? So, and part of me, because I had never given birth to children, couldn't understand some of the things that she would do, having these 3 beautiful people in her life that she got to give birth to that I didn't have the privilege of doing. And so I couldn't understand how she could do some of the things that she did. So there was that dynamic that went on. So David and I, through a no series, it just happened. We got a divorce. I moved back to California, landed in Sacramento, and started this forgiveness journey. And I started doing some really serious work. For 12 years, I have done really serious work on my past. Now, I'm really fortunate in that I don't have a lot of heinous things. There's no incest, there's no rapes, there's none of that in my past. But there is still stuff that has affected me as I've grown into adulthood. And some of it has taken a coach. So I have a coach that I work with when I get stuck on my stuff. But I'm telling you, I would not be here today if it had not been for the forgiveness work that I started in 2006. Because I had to clear a lot of those triggers out of my way to work with and be blessed with a congregation as amazing as this one is. I could not have done this work 12 years ago. I couldn't. I'd have been triggered all the time. But because of the work that I have done, I have been able to see things and see people differently and know that if somebody does something that ticks me off, it's probably me. It ain't y'all. Just so you know. Y'all are free and clear. It's me. It's me. I'm the one that's responsible for my reactions. I'm the one that's responsible for how I feel. And if I'm not feeling okie dokie about something, I got to go do some work. So I go home and I get quiet and I do a worksheet. I have a short version too. That's just 4 steps. So in the Bible, in both Old and New Testament, it does talk about forgiveness. The 12-step program talks about forgiveness. Does it not, 12-steppers? Yep. Psychiatrists talk about forgiveness. The Course in Miracles is based on forgiveness and love. The one thing is that in the Bible, there are not really any instructions on how to do that. It says you shall do it. You shall forgive. But it doesn't say, and this is how you do it. And there are probably, well, Edwin Gaines in her book on prosperity, she's got like 6 or 7 different ways that you can go about doing forgiveness work. There's like 6 different things, different ways. So there's no one right way. And the trick is finding the way that works for you and using that and making that a practice and a tool that is your default when you get triggered by something or somebody, because it can be a something, an agency. I had people doing, when we were doing we did 12 months of forgiveness, so we met every month as a group. There were 106 of us in this group, okay? 106 souls working together on their stuff. I can't tell you the number of miracles I've seen. We'd be here until probably Thursday or Friday. If I just listed all of the miracles I saw. I saw people get out of debt. I saw people's health improve, conditions. I watched a woman who was diagnosed HIV positive thrive and not die. And she had a terminal diagnosis. She's still alive today. This was 12 years ago. So I have seen and experienced things that could only be called miraculous because people got serious about doing the work. In the Bible, it talks about uses different words than forgiveness. It will use reconciliation, which is Catholic, the sacrament of reconciliation or confession. That's forgiveness work on some level. There's, it's going out of my brain. But there's a ton of different things. Renunciation is another term that we use for forgiveness. But the key is that when you do it, you have to go deep. You can't just walk around going, I'm sorry for that. You have to feel it. It has to get in your body and it has to move out some way. Because forgiveness is not about other people. It's about you. It's about me. My forgiveness work is my work. And none of you have anything to do with it. Nobody on the planet has anything to do with it. Are there effects that come back and it's like, oh, look, they changed. Did they change? No, they did not. I did. I changed. So the forgiveness work is designed to free you of what is holding you back. So I talk about different aspects of your life. So there's health, there's relationships, there's career and life purpose, and there's prosperity, finances. So anytime you do any kind of deep spiritual work, all 4 of those aspects of your life are affected. So I bring up forgiveness because it is the third spiritual law, but I also bring it up because it can shift and change your prosperity aspects in each quadrant. It will change your relationships, I guarantee you. People who serve you no more will leave. And those people who you have a deep relationship, that relationship deepens. Your career and your life purpose will shift and change. In 2006, I wasn't even on an LUT track, much less a ministerial path. I was figuring on teaching for another 15 years. That changed. Because it wasn't my life purpose. Once I did the work, it ceased to be my life purpose anymore. That wasn't what I was supposed to do. My finances shifted and changed. My consciousness around money and lack and limitation all shifted and changed through the forgiveness work. And my health greatly improved. Greatly improved. So I invite you to find a way to shift and change your consciousness through forgiveness. It will impact every aspect of your life. And here's the beautiful thing. How many of you hold something against somebody who's dead? Anybody? Seriously, your parents? Come on. Come on. You can do forgiveness work on dead people. They don't, because you're not sharing it with them. It's an energetic thing and it's about you anyway. So if somebody who has died has left you with anger or any of those emotions that you don't want to carry any longer, you can do the work and free yourself from that stuff. So Lois and I had this relationship. And I would make trips back to see the kids, on their graduations and things like that. Not long after I started the forgiveness work, I went back. And David was still living in our house, in the house that we had together. And we went out on the back porch. David's my ex-husband. And we sat, and I explained to him what I had been doing. Now, this is not common, okay? So just don't think that this is something you would normally do. So I sat with him, and I explained what I had been doing. And I said, I want to apologize to you for not holding you as high as I needed to, for saying things to you that I never should have said. I mean, 3 nights, 3 to 4 hours a night, we had conversation. And as he got the rhythm of what I was doing, he did it with me as well. So we apologized to each other. And each night I took one kid out to dinner and did the same thing with each one of my children. And then I went home. And I just let it be. Another trip, I went back. The 2 olders were living with their mom, because Dave had moved in with a girlfriend. And Lois said, come spend time with the kids at my house. I know that, Dave can't have you over to his house because he's got a girlfriend. So just spend the time at my house. And I'm like, Lois is inviting me to her house? Now, I'd been to Lois's house, but I had only been in her house one time, and she wasn't there. So she's inviting me to spend time with our kids at her house. And I did. And so one night we were there, and Kelly was there with her boyfriend, and Steve was there with his boyfriend, and we were all hungry, and we said, let's go to dinner. Well, Steve drove a Mini Cooper, so we couldn't all go there. And Kelly's boyfriend had a 2-seater, and so, I went to dinner with our children and their significant others, and Lois and I drove in a car alone together. And we had a lovely time. And what I know is I know that had I not done that forgiveness work, that would never have happened. It was something that was beyond anything I ever dreamed of and could imagine. So I invite you to do some forgiveness work, whether it's from Edwene Gaines, because she's got some tools in there, through Radical Forgiveness. You can go up on the website and pull down radicalforgiveness.com, and you can find the worksheets up there. You can come in my office and pick one up. But I invite you, if there's something that you're holding that is not working for you any longer, is to get serious. Join the ICIM group and go sit with them as they speak a lot about forgiveness work. Get into a practice of releasing that which no longer serves you, because your life will change. Have a blessed week, everyone.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give up my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on the bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. My decision right here and now.
Good morning. So these healing prayer requests are prayed for a month here. They're sent out to a healing prayer team, and then they're sent on to Unity, and they're prayed for a month there. And then I guess they have a blessing ceremony afterwards. So they get a lot of healing energy. And anyone here who wants to be part of the healing prayer ministry can contact me or Sharon Casey, and we'll get you on it. It's really a good thing to do. It doesn't take very much time. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, these prayers are about windows through which your love flows into our life. Open our hearts to receive your love, your healing energy in all aspects of ourselves. Om, peace, amen.
It is now time for our love offering. So if you would take your offerings in your hand, send some love to it. Hold it in your heart, knowing that it is truly blessed. And say our offering blessing with me. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Please join me in singing. What is mine to give? What is mine to do? All I want is to share myself with you. So I stand here asking, what can I do? What is mine to give? I give it to you. What is mine to give? What is mine to do? All I want is to share myself with you. So I stand here asking, what can I do? What is mine to give? I give it to you.
And as we breathe in the divine abundance that flows in and through each one of us, we know that as we align with the divine Mother, Father, God, that we are truly blessed, truly abundant, truly prosperous, and truly fulfilled. And we know this because we see it in every aspect of our lives. And we give great thanks for all the gifts, the love, the offerings, and for the work that we do in this community and in our world. And we release it into the one mind of God that always says yes. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Are we boring you, little dog?
And now we're going to close our service. We're going to join hands and say the prayer for protection. And then we'll close it with
The peace song.
the peace song.
Yeah. And just so you guys know, that this dog has come such a long way since she's been here. And it's part of it is you guys, because you have been gentle with her and loving with her. And she's an excited little munchkin to be here. Nope. She didn't understand it either.
She spoke doggish.
She does. Where's the good guru?
All right, the prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other morning. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
There you go. Have a blessed week, everyone.